The 1st of April, for most, means a day of tomfoolery and shenanigans. However, on this side of the internet, it is a day of celebration. 1 year has passed since I uploaded a batch of 3 videos that are the cornerstone of this channel, and I'm overjoyed to say that we've been full steam ahead ever since. In that time, I have learned a lot of tricks, developed a snappier editing style, and even updated my favorite little PNG. With the next year ahead of us and the future ever uncertain, I'd like to briefly use this video as a checkpoint between the past and present. In said checkpoint, I'll give a quick overview of what the videos in the past have been, and then lay out exactly how this will inform the foreseeable future. This is a video that literally no one asked for, but I'm going to provide it anyways, as I think, as a viewer, I like to see into the inner workings of my favorite creators, and as a creator, I want to let you in on a bit of my mental process. Videos like Chibi-Robo. Chibi-Robo was technically the 3rd video created for the channel, but I intentionally released it as the 1st. I think that overall, it is the best representation of what this channel was and still is. Chibi-Robo is a game with plenty to digest and sink your teeth into. With it being a more obscure but beloved game, it meant that I could dive into a lot of its inner workings, attempting to explain it, as well as motivate others to give it a shot. At the core of the video, however, is my emotional attachment to not just the game, but something it made me feel ever so strongly in the past. With videos like Chibi-Robo, Homebody, Disco Elysium, and Arkham Asylum, I think I've properly displayed what a video of that nature looks like. Going forward, I want this format to remain the bread and butter of this channel. Out of all things, these are the most important videos to me. They are psychologically satisfying, emotionally engaging, and when it comes to this channel, I think that's what brings me the most pleasure, making art of my own kind. That being said, I fear that eventually I will be unable to draw from my past or be able to create new, strong emotional bonds with recent games. So, for that reason, I do not wish to turn my nose up at concepts like that of the Mass Effect video. It's lengthy, a tad boring, and far too over-explainy for a game that undoubtedly has been played by everyone who even thinks about clicking on the video. Despite these things, I think that video still contains a lot of value by being the outlook of an outsider looking into a franchise and saying, "What's up?" For these reasons and more, expect to see a few more of these kinds of videos. While I think they aren't as strong as others on the channel, they can't all be winners. And frankly, I have a lot of fun making these long analysis videos. However, it could never be this channel's foundation like the other emotionally grounded videos are. Ranting Rabbit. Ranting Rabbit videos have been of some contention within me. On the one hand, they are easy to make. The scripts are written in a haphazard stream of consciousness and given very little care or weight. All of that makes them extremely easy to make, edit, and generally have more fun with. But it's also the very reason why I question making them. I don't like the idea of something so careless representing this channel. And while the topics are typically something I'm passionate about, they may not always be something that holds up. Like, I almost made a Ranting Rabbit over a small topic of controversy a month or 2 back. While I'm still passionate about my perspective, the argument has kind of died down. I can eventually use that as fuel for a more broad topic video for sure, but still, do I want these videos to exist at all? If someone sees one, they may think it's indicative of the channel on large and completely dismiss everything else that's made with passion, but then again, it's short form content for those who don't have the time, patience, and attention spans for the longer videos. Overall, I go back and forth on it, but here's what I do know. If I continued making long videos over and over, I'd burn out way faster than if I made short things that require less attention. So, just for the sake of a palate cleanser, just for the sake of keeping me engaged with the channel, Ranting Rabbit will continue for the foreseeable future. However, out of everything, it's first on the chopping block, should the time come and the need arise. Where are the side videos? A question that nobody asked. This time last year, The Art of Tapering Your Expectations was released. While the video itself isn't all that bad, I find it to be a bit of a stain on the channel. Maybe not for the reasons you think. It is the one and only quote-unquote side video. Originally, side videos were going to be broad topic discussions that didn't focus on one game or series. Instead, branching out to discuss something such as an entire genre, company, or era of consoles. These videos are still in my list of scripts. They are still ideas that I have immense passion for, and eventually, I do plan to create. And while it harms my soul to know that there is only one of its kind up on the channel, side videos will have to remain remain on the back burner for a while. Optimistically, the Expectations video just feels like a more in-depth early version of the Ranting Rabbits that we have now. On the other hand, however, it's just so out of place that it makes me feel weird about its existence. Regardless, the reason why these videos are going to continue to get put off is simply because there are just too many games that I want to make a video over, and as I continue to imagine the possibility of me dying or losing the ability to make these videos one day, I would rather make these passionate, game-specific videos than spend my time with these less specific endeavors. Triple H. There is no exaggeration, there is no overstating this fact. October is my favorite time of the year. When it comes to this channel, there is no change in that sentiment. Hare's Haunting Hour not only was an exhausting ordeal to slap together, but also an extremely satisfying one that I'd argue truly elevated not only the channel, but my skills and overall style. I'm not sure what happened, but these videos are still my absolute favorites without debate. So it should be no surprise that I definitely intend on doing it all again. Last year I failed to release a video on Halloween and hope to rectify that this year, but we'll see. Regardless, yeah, Hare's Haunting Hour is awesome. It's my favorite. I hope you enjoy what I have cooked up for it this year. Sequels have been set up. Feel free to change that title. Maybe just sequels. Speaking of continuations, there are now 3 videos on the channel primed for and alluding to their sequels. I do promise and assure you, each of these videos are going to get their second and third parts, respectively. Some of them already have most of their scripts already completed. However, I am a hare of patience. I want to take my time getting to these sequels for very particular reasons. For starters, I don't want to rush these things. I want to be able to apply all of myself and my energy into each video. I don't want any of these videos to start lacking in quality due to me burning out on a topic or series. I want them all to stand up firmly on their own. Secondly, it would hurt my soul even further if I were considered as the insert game series here channel. I do not wish to pigeonhole myself into being a fan of one particular genre, style, or worse yet, game series. I am a fan of variety, and I want that to show at just a glance of my channel. Were I to buckle down and bang out 6 Yakuza/Like a Dragon videos in a row, it might give off the implication that that's all I care about and that's all my channel intends to provide this world. Not only do I want to avoid that image, but the act itself would bore me. I would fall out of love for almost anything if I attempted to bang one video out after the other, so unfortunately for some, patience will be a requirement to be a proper fan of this channel. Bonus content. When it comes to the Patreon and members program here on YouTube, I am genuinely excited at the prospect of potential that this presents. However, there are some issues. Firstly, it's extremely difficult for me as a solo creator responsible for every detail, small and large, related to the channel, to dedicate time to both the mainline content as well as the bonus content made for supporters of the channel, on top of everything expected of me in the real world. Regardless of the difficulty, I believe it's part of my responsibility to provide some measure of extra something for these individuals. Though, at the same time, I imagine that my largest supporters will always be in support of more of what I'm currently doing long before they are dedicated to anything extra. For this reason, I will continue to focus on the main stuff first and foremost while stopping to provide additional content where I can. So something like the outtakes, for example, may be a little rare, but I do promise to continue providing the monthly show of Ranting Rabbit in one way or another. Ranting Rabbit is a show I enjoy making and editing while remaining relatively rudimentary in practice. That being said, with so few patrons and a single member at the time of recording, I don't find myself in a position where I need to even stress about it all that much. I remain open to negotiations in the future if the need arises. However, for now, I'm just gonna continue forward with what I've been doing. The future unwritten. With the many changes occurring in my reality, I wish to remain consistent and firm with this channel. That being said, where we are going and what comes next may remain a slight mystery. I personally prefer to keep this veil of mystique up, as I want every video to land with a bit of surprise and intrigue. There is inherently a little less excitement in knowing what my next video will be over than if you have no clue and then suddenly see it pop into your feed. However, this is not just in regards to the future videos. There are a few other projects that may start popping up here and there as I continue to plan and experiment with my blossoming internet presence. It has been an absolute blast of a year, with a lot more success than expected. So for all the views, likes, subscribers, and genuinely kind comments, comments. Thank you so much. I can't wait for you guys to see what I cook up in the future, and I hope you'll be there when it's done. In my personal life, times have been very rough, but when I pull up this channel, it feels worth it. Thank you for making this little Hare heart grow 3 sizes. I'll catch you all down the road. Be excellent to each other.